opposite the arena. It's our senior night for girls hockey, and we would like to take the next few minutes to honor our amazing senior student athletes. These young women have made tremendous contributions to their team, their school, and their community. We would like to recognize them all with a sincere round of applause. Thank you. Before we get to our Dragons, we would like also to recognize the seniors from the Black Tigers. They are the following: Alexa Kakamo, Ellie Kobe, Leah McCall, Molly Campbell, Maggie Blaze, Maddie Martin. And we wish you the best in your future endeavors. Now, we will recognize our Brunswick Dragons senior athletes and defending North Region champions. Miss Wiley. Number 3, starting defense, Quinn McCormick. Quinn first started skating when she was 7 and is in her 4th year of playing varsity for Brunswick High School. Quinn is a 3-sport athlete, playing golf and track in addition to ice hockey. She is also a member of the National Honor Society. Quinn hopes to attend college and major in elementary education. She would like to thank her parents, Lynn and Patrick, her brother Thomas, as well as her other aunts, uncles, and cousins for supporting her and cheering over the years. Her favorite hockey memory is winning the North Region Championship and qualifying for the state championship for the first time in school history. Quinn is joined on the ice by her parents, Thomas and Lynn McCormick. Number 3, starting defense, Quinn McCormick. Number 6, a senior captain, center Natalie Pearl. Natalie started playing hockey when she was 4 years old. She also plays lacrosse and golf for Brunswick and is a member of National Honor Society. She plans to attend a 4-year college and study business. She would like to thank her parents, grandparents, for always showing up and supporting her through her high school career. What she likes best about playing for Brunswick are the lifelong friends she has made playing for the last 3 years for a single school team. Natalie is joined on the ice tonight by her mom, Erica, dad, Kurt, brother, Carter, sister, Sydney, and grandparents, John and Nora. Number 6, a senior captain, center Natalie Pearl. Number 18, starting defense, Sydney Perrin. Sydney started skating when she was 4 years old. She also plays golf and lacrosse for the Dragons and is a member of National Honor Society. She plans to attend a 4-year college and major in business. She would like to thank her parents for their unwavering support and her former coaches who have helped her along the way. Sydney's favorite memory is playing in front of the full house at the state championship last year. Joining Sydney on the ice is her brother Carter, sister Natalie, mother Erica, father Kurt, and her grandparents Lorna and John. Number 18, starting defense. Number 9, Addie White. Addie is in her 2nd year of playing organized hockey for Brunswick High School. Addie also plays lacrosse for the Dragons. She will be attending SMCC next year and studying fire science and paramedicine. She would like to thank her coaches for helping her learn the game and her parents for always showing up and supporting her. Her favorite hockey memories are all the pasta parties and going to states last year. Addie is joined tonight by her dad, Nate, her stepmom, Shanna, and her mom, Kate, and her stepdad, Keith. Number 9, Addie White. Number 12, Brim Brand. Brim is in her second year of playing hockey for Brunswick High School. She is looking forward to pursuing a career in real estate in Utah next year. Brim would like to thank her teammates and coaches for making the team such a welcoming environment. Her favorite memory was winning the regional championship last year and all the bus rides to away games. Bryn is joined on the ice by her mom, Stacy, and her dad, Scott. Number 12, Bryn Brand. Number 14, a senior captain, Solveig Ledman. Solveig started playing hockey when she was 4 years old. She is also a captain of the Dragons soccer and lacrosse teams. A member of National Honor Society, Solveig plans to study biology at Bowden College next year. Solveig is the daughter of Renata and Chris Ledman. Solveig would like to thank her family for their continuous support, and especially her dad for the countless hours he has spent coaching and driving her a race across New England. Solveig's favorite memory was winning regionals for the first time in program history to go to state finals in 2025. Solveig is joined on the ice tonight by her dad, Chris, brother Brendan, grandfather John, and grandmother Regina. Number 14, a senior captain, Solveig Ledman. Number 17, senior captain, Jillian Countway. Jillian has been playing hockey since she was 4 years old. She is a member of the National Honor Society and has been an honor roll student throughout her high school career. Jillian is the starting goalie for the varsity soccer team this fall as well. After high school, Jillian hopes to attend a 4-year college to study biochemistry on a pre-med track. Her favorite hockey memories are winning the North Region Championship last year and playing in the state championship game. She would like to thank her family for always supporting her and driving her to endless games and practices, and to her coaches for helping her to become the player that she is today. Jillian is joined on the ice tonight by her parents, Rebecca and Peter Calloway. Number 17, senior captain. Number 30, starting goalie, Hensley Lamont. Hensley started playing hockey when she was 6 years old and switched to goalie for high school. She plans to attend CMCC for culinary arts and hopes to play hockey there too. She would like to thank her parents for supporting her hockey career and Pat McCormick for convincing her to switch to goalie her freshman year. Her favorite hockey memory is beating Dartmouth Freeport in the regional championship last year. Hensley is joined by her dad, John Labonte, her mom, Hillary Backhouse-Cologne, and her stepdad, Linus Cole. Number 30, starting goalie, Hensley Labonte. On behalf of the Brunswick Athletic Department, the Brunswick High School Administration, and the Brunswick School Department, we wish these senior athletes good luck in all their future endeavors. Let's have one more round of applause for the Brunswick Hockey Class of 2026. between the Black Tiger Co-op and your Brunswick High School Dragons. The Kennebec Valley Athletic Conference, along with Brunswick High School, requests that all people in attendance at tonight's game abide by the principles of good sportsmanship. The athletes on the ice will be giving their best efforts. We ask that you give your positive support, help make tonight's game enjoyable for everyone in attendance, especially the people around you. We'll begin tonight with our starting lineup for the Black Tiger Co-op. On defense, number 6, Leah McCaw. On defense, number 25, Caitlin Lavalley. Forward, number 4, Elliot Cody. Forward, number 9, Molly Hambrick. Forward, number 19, Kaylee Turner. And in the goal, number 1, Emma Jean. The Black Tigers are coached by Elliot Emerly. And now the starting lineup for your Brunswick Dragons. Number 18 on defense, Sydney Parham. On defense, number 3, Gwen McCormick. A center, number 6, Natalie Guerra. Number 17, Jillian Calloway. Right wing, number 14, Solveig Ledwick. And goal, number 30, Hensley Lavante. Your Dragons are coached by Chris Ledwick. The athletic trainer on site tonight is Krista Henley. We'd like to remind fans, coaches, and players that all sports around our state are in need of officials. We expect our officials to be treated with respect by everyone in attendance as they give their time tonight to ensure our players can play. Thank you for your cooperation and support. Now, would you all please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sidney J. Watson Arena at Bowdoin College for a senior night matchup between the Brunswick girls ice hockey team and the Black Tigers of Winslow, Gardiner, Messalonskee, Erskine Academy, Mount Blue, Lawrence, Cony, Waterville. We just had Kaz a angelic singing of the Stars and Stripes by Ira Jerome and Chloe Flynn.
Yeah, that was impressive, Robert. So far at hockey games this season, I don't know if we've had a live performance like that. I was expecting to, just hear the good old instrumental version that they typically let fly over the loudspeakers, but no, we were just blessed, I believe.
That is how I would describe it as well. This Black Tiger team comes in at 4-7-1. The Dragons previously defeated them 5-0 up in Hallowell at the Thomas College Ice Vault. We were there for that game. I'm sure everyone will want to go and watch the replay of that game. Just go back to the YouTube homepage, go to the live section, scroll down, and go watch that entire replay through right after this game concludes.
Robert, that just gave me an idea that I think on the YouTube channel we should have playlists of each sports team with each.
Up top.
So
I'll do that tonight.
Makes it easier to find games for each team. I just, you inspired that thought.
This will be Natalie Parham to take the face-off against Kaylee Turner of the Black Tigers. Ledwick off the boards will battle in the neutral zone, poked ahead by Sydney Parham. All senior lineup for the Dragons to start this game on their senior night. However, it is usually 5 seniors who start anyway. Sometimes Vital is in that first defensive pairing, but it still is pretty much all seniors for the Dragons.
Yeah, this Dragon team is really, powered by seniors this year. They have, of course, a deep team, a lot of good players around, but I think Solveig Ledwick is their runaway best player, and she is a senior. So she does, here's a cool fun fact, actually, we were going to mention this. She currently has 24 goals on the season, leading Class A North and South. The closest person to her has 19 goals on the season, so she has a clear gap. 24 goals through just 13 games thus far. A wild stat line that you really don't see much, averaging nearly 2 goals a game.
That is pretty wild. She did have 5 goals just 48 hours ago in that win over Scarborough Falmouth. That was also here on BHSN. Countway putting pressure on a neutral zone. She loses her stick, though. Leah Mushu takes over for the Tigers. It will be collected by Vital. Vital makes the nice move. Has her stick lifted by Mushu. Mushu looking up the ice for Pody. Pody gets a change, though.
There was 6 on the ice there for a second for Gardiner during their sub, and that was definitely interfering with the play.
Yeah, generally the officials will call that too many men on the ice, but a little bit of leeway there. In general, they allow leeway. Most changes that teams have in hockey, there will be 6 skaters on the ice for a moment, but usually when the puck is near the bench with 6 skaters, they will call the penalty. No such luck for the Dragons. Centering passer to Livesay in the slot by Jerome. Couldn't get a clean shot off.
Of course, we do have a shout out for the twin sibling of Livesay, being Ryan Livesay, who is working our scoreboard tonight, which is sponsored by the Singer Domingos Portside Real Estate Group.
Along with Livesay, we do have Brandon Ware back on our camera, and Kosinski and myself, Robert Bowen, on the microphone. Emma Jean will freeze the puck there, the goaltender, a freshman from Gardiner. Puck drop is won by Livesay here to Jerome. Kept in the zone by Donahue. She'll knock it against the boards. And now knocked up the ice. Parham will knock it out of reach of Josie Kelly. Kelly with 4 points on the season. Here is a shot saved by Labonte. Parham looking up the ice, a nice pass across to Flynn, couldn't handle it. And now knocked down again by Madeline Martin. Off the boards here, Jerome, now a centering pass for Kelly. Parham with the hit on Kelly. Kept in the zone by Mishu. Mishu with space along the wing. Will center it again, stopped by Labonte. And now a chance in the center for Kelly. She'll fire, it's blocked by the shin of Livesay.
Now, Robert, I think what we're seeing here early is that initial 5-0 victory over this team should not be an indicator of how this game is going to go. That win for the Dragons had 5 goals from Solveig Ledwick in the second period. Maybe it was 4 goals and 1 from Vital, but it was a lot of goals in 1 period, and it could have just been, an off period for Gardiner.
Yeah, it was 4 goals by Ledwick and then 1 by Countway, assisted by Solveig Ledwick. And those all came in the second period. So the last time these two teams played, it was a scoreless first period. And the Dragons actually have not scored in the first period in 6 consecutive games. So they look to break that streak here with 11:15 to go in the first. Knocked up ahead to Natalie Parham. She will spin along the wing, give it up to Ledwick. Ledwick will settle the puck in front of the Dragon student section and backhand it around to Countway.
Robert, I believe we mentioned this in our last interview, but this team really has been a second period team all season. And yeah, as you just mentioned, no goals in the first period in the last 6 games. I think that's a streak that they're looking to break. Close call there. Jillian Countway will go flying. She was just levitating for a second there.
Jean freezes it again. Kaz, I do remember the last time the Dragons played the Black Tigers. Emma Jean does have a fantastic glove.
Yeah, she does. She's a great goalie. I think the Dragons are going to look to beat her low, which is where they got her last time. But her glove side is really strong. Ooh, that one appeared to hit the face protector of Jean there.
That shot was by the towel. And it will be cleared into the neutral zone to be collected by Quinn McCormick. D-to-D pass here to Ledwick, who is playing forward. Ledwick into the high slot. Will look to fire, put it on net. Once again, shooting low there on Jean, but she makes a leg pad save. Now, Ledwick centering pass with her backhand to Parham. Couldn't get a clean shot off.
That's a strong recovery there from Ledwick. You know, it's a good look initially, and the fact that she bodied somebody. I don't exactly remember who. She bodied them, got the puck back, and had a great centered pass to Parham, who had a good look at things. If they can consistently get that look throughout the game tonight, it should be a win.
It appears the Dragons are skating 2 lines of forwards, but the second line has a bit of a rotation, as now we see Saavedra in with Livesay and Flynn on that next group of forwards. Parham will knock it to Flynn. Along the boards, has it stolen, but Parham keeps in the zone. Parham, with space, will fire it wide. Donahue will knock it into the corner. Saavedra, and it will be taken away by Boothroyd for the Black Tigers. And now a chance through the neutral zone. Turner skating after it. And she does backhand it down the middle, stopped by Labonte. This puck is still alive, now in the slot. Poked aside by Flynn, and Sydney Parham will collect for the Dragons. Looking up ice, but it will be intercepted by Laval.
Robert, something I'm noticing early here is that the Gardiner team seems to have the pace advantage on Brunswick, so it's going to be up to the Dragons' physicality to win this game.
Something that I am noticing right now, I did already notice this, but just wanted to play off what you said. We have the band in the building today. I believe we had the band for 1 game earlier this season for hockey. I think it's the 2nd time. I think I remember them being here for an earlier regular season girls hockey game.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't have a vivid memory of that, but I could have missed that game or something as well.
This could be the first as well, but either way, great to see the band directed by the great Brandon Duras.
Yeah, the music department at Brunswick is elite. It's had great success over the past couple years. Of course, they were in D.C. 2 years ago where they won all kinds of national awards, and you know, it does not appear that they have fallen off in any way, so it still is that.
Vitale, nice pass to Countway, pressure by Mishu, and Mishu will knock her down. No call. Vitale will bump Mishu into the boards, and Parham will knock it back around to Countway. That band will get to play. Here's a pass here to Ledwick. She'll fire, and save made by Jean. The band would have gone to play if Ledwick had buried that, but Jean with a nice stop.
Yeah, that was a great look from Ledwick there. Nearly poked that one in, but good save from Jean to keep the score tight. That is a deep slap shot.
What I was going to say, that band will get a chance to play during the intermission, I'm sure. Maybe we'll leave the stream unmuted so you at home can hear them play. Here's Countway into the zone. She'll fired is deflected by the stick of Kakamo. Ledwick will try to get around Kakamo. She does, centering pass, but it's picked off and knocked up the ice. Oh, great. We do not have an 11 in black on our roster, Kaz.
You know, nothing beats that, Robert. The unknown soldier is a constant problem for us somehow, where, you know, there's numbers on the other team that just don't show up for us. So, what fun.
Okay, I have it on my computer. That is Delana Farron number 11 in black. I will keep that in mind. I guess this roster has been updated as the season goes along. That's always fun. Farron is a junior from Winslow.
Yeah, it's where do we get our rosters from? These MPA rosters?
The Kennebec Valley Athletic Conference has, each conference is responsible for creating a website with all of their schools' sports rosters on it.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that these would be better than they are, man. How can you miss a name?
I printed it out a month ago, so it's reasonable.
You know, I stand corrected, Robert. I really do. This is not anybody's fault at all, but rather just a timing error. Dragons with a risky full sub there. I mean, they had nobody on the ice.
And Nishu will use that to take it into the zone. A great job by Vital going to her knee to stop that rush. And now here's a hit along the boards. No call there as McCormick is knocked down. Pass deflected. And Vital will lose her stick, but she is allowed to keep playing. Shot off the post by Mishu.
I mean, Vital's playing soccer out there now. She's going full. This is great. It's great to watch. I'm a big fan of this. Playing without the stick.
Livesay tries to knock it up ice. It's turned over here to Pody. Centering pass. It deflects off a Dragon skate and wide. McCormick along the back wall.
Now Vital's still unable to recover her stick as she is responsible for the Biddeford player, or the Gardiner player, sorry, sitting in front of the goal.
Here's a centering pass to the back. Pike Labonte, great job to get back. And she will freeze it. But now 5:15 to go here in the first period. Of course, you can tell thanks to our scoreboard, sponsored by Singer Domingo Courtside Real Estate and managed by the great Ryan Livesay. 10 minutes in, we have a chance to have yet another scoreless first period.
We do. I love how you say the great Ryan Livesay like he's some famed conqueror or something. He's awesome. We do love Ryan Livesay, and I think he is fully deserving of that nickname.
Here's Vedra looking up the ice, asking for the puck. Was Cowling. Cowling does take it into the zone. With space, she'll fire it over the net. It hits the back glass in front of that Dragon student section. Hard fall there. Ledwick will fire. Blocker save made by G, and that is a very impressive stop.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. You go high on Jean, she is likely going to get there. She's been a great goalie every time we've seen her play so far. And Countway put a little too much air under the first one, but Ledwick had a good look at the second one, and Jean was able to prevent it.
Knocked out of the zone by Webb. And now back here with Vital. She will put it on net, stopped by Jean. The Dragons can get a bit of a change. They leave on that first line of forwards, and Parham will keep it in the zone. Tries to knock it to Ledwick. And now Ledwick will... That did exit the zone. I believe I did see that sliver of white in between the puck and the blue line, so we will get a neutral zone faceoff.
Yeah, definitely a close call, but it is the right call by the official there. That one did cross over. But, it's a great effort overall from Ledwick. The Dragons definitely not afraid of the range shots. They have, Vital especially, and sometimes Ledwick as well, they will pull shots from no man's land.
Along the back wall with it is Martin. Gives it up to Turner. And in the Dragon defensive zone will be recovered by Parham. We'll give it across to Flynn. She's hit from behind by Farron. Webb in the corner has it stolen by Sydney Parham. Kept in the zone though with Martin. And a chance here for Natalie Parham once again.
Yeah, they are identical twins. Whoa. Puck leaves the arena. Won't go far though. It was a good escape attempt. Puck got some air under itself, tried to really lift off, but it didn't quite exit the door there. Didn't quite clear the glass as it falls onto the bench of this massive, what's the word? Conglomerate?
I'll let you figure that one out, Mr. Kosinski. Knocked around and recovered by Pody. Pody looking up the ice.
I'm looking for the word that is like a bunch of things together.
Conglomerate?
Maybe. That might be it. Maybe it starts with an A.
Assortment?
No, I wouldn't struggle to pull the word assortment. It's a pretty obscure word.
Amalgamation.
Yes, there we go. Amalgamation.
Oh.
Yes, there we are.
Curry way downtown. Bang. Countway. We'll give it across to Parham. Parham into the zone. She will hang back and she'll fire. Stopped by Jean. Countway off the back wall will knock it. It'll be collected by Leah Mishu. Mishu off the glass, kept in the zone by McCormick. And now it will be cleared in a 2-on-1 attempt for the Tigers, but McCormick prevented that. And this will be a delayed penalty on the Dragons. It might be against McCormick for hooking there, as she had to do that to prevent the 2-on-1 attempt. And look at that call. It will be McCormick for hooking. I mean, that's what I'm here for, Kaz.
Yeah, we saw the Tigers. Are we saying this is the Tigers?
Black Tigers.
Yeah, Black Tigers. They pulled their goalie there, which is wise, because if Brunswick ends up taking possession, it's just, plays dead. So they pulled their goalie to have a sixth skater on the ice.
Kaz, do you think that Ryan will know to add the power play to the scoreboard? He is actually working both the Jumbotron in the arena and the thing on our stream. So I'm going to go ahead and predict that he will not. So Kaz is going to add that real quick. This Dragon penalty kill has been just amazing this season. Livesay will fix that, Kaz. It's okay. It's all right. I trust in him. I can actually see him right now writing the stats on the piece of paper, and the phone, actually my phone, to his left. He will eventually get around. If you want to keep that monitored, that's all right. If you're wondering why I'm not talking about the play, I have a ton of faith in this Dragon penalty kill. They have killed 38 of 39 penalties this season, which is just remarkable.
Yeah, I mean that's one off of as good as it gets. That's a huge percentage, and that's part of the reason they've been a good team this year. Is that, even down a skater, they don't concede.
I think we should probably ask either Seiler or Drew to run the scoreboard, since Livesay is. Do you have Seiler's phone number? Do you want to call him?
No, I'll go make the run down there and communicate with them.
Yeah. Here's a shot stopped by Ledwick. Ledwick will knock it up to Countway. A minute to go on that power play for the Black Tigers. Here is Ledwick will clear it off the boards. And it will be collected. Sorry, I'm just looking at the conversation that Kaz is having with our friends in the box, and it looks like, is Brian going to keep doing it?
No, we've come to the conclusion that at the end of this period, I think they'll do it. Ryan is going to waft the phone over the wall.
Oh, there's a wall in there. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that.
Yes, I told them. It's
Ledwick will fire and hits the post. Sorry to interrupt you. I kind of did want to pay attention to the play for just one moment there. But yes, the scoreboard thing. I guess the box down there's a penalty box, and then the announcer's booth, and then the other penalty box. There's a door between the first penalty box and the announcer's booth, but not the second penalty box and the announcer's booth. Very interesting, and that's where Seiler and Drew are at the moment. Countway centers it to Ledwick. She'll turn around, fire, and it will be stopped by Jean. She will not freeze it, and with a couple seconds to go in this period, we will have the 7th consecutive scoreless first period for the Brunswick Dragons offense.
Yeah, I mean, Dragons leave a bit to be desired after that one. Good, strong start overall. They lead the shots on goal by 2. It does appear Drew Wilson has recovered the phone, as it was lofted over the glass wall.
By the way, that is my phone that Livesay just threw.
I told him it was okay. I said, it's Robert's phone, so you're good to just let it fly. And he did just that.
Well, it was a good toss. Well, we thank you for joining us here on Brunswick High Sports Network. It was very sad, Kat. As we were leaving school today, after we had the interview talking to Solvay about the whole second period major production. And I did tell Solveig at the end of the school day today, let's get a first period goal today. It does appear that did not happen, but it's all right.
No, and it doesn't feel like it's because of lack of effort at all. I mean, they're.
Oh, I completely agree. They've had a ton of great shot attempts. I would mainly put it up to just a fantastic period from Emma Jean, the freshman goaltender for Gardiner.
She's a freshman. I did not know that. No, that makes it much more impressive. She is a very solid goaltender, shutting everything down there.
And now we see, what was the point of lofting the phone over the glass if now Seiler and Drew are in the booth?
Yeah, they. Good thing we threw the phone, right? I mean, what would we have done without that? We would be in big trouble.
Yes, we would. Well, we thank you for joining us here on Brunswick High Sports Network. We will get you back here in 10 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh, hold up. We're going to do a little halftime interview. All right, guys, how do we feel about the game so far? We got Despina, Coco, Vivian, and Evo with us right now.
Yeah. We're feeling really hyped. We have a whole crew with us. Yeah. We're getting ready.
Although it's Although it's 0-0, I know that we will pull through and score.
Yeah, you know, they're a second period team, so watch, I know they're going to score some awesome goals coming up. And we have the band here, and they're hyping the energy.
Absolutely, yes. They are a second period team, and we expect a strong second period from them.
And a third period team also.
Yeah, they're an every period team.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. We will join you guys back here in about 10 minutes from now.
Kaz, I'm thinking we should leave the stream unmuted just so that
we will. I like that's a good idea.
But you won't hear from us for a little bit.
We will put it on the band for now. Enjoy some live music from the Brunswick band conducted by Brandon Duras. Do we have any BHSN members in band?
Ethan Patterson's at a school board meeting. So
he's not in band though. Really? He's not anymore. No, Ethan Patterson dropped band. Well, whether or not we have BHSN members in band, we do have a lot of friends in band, and we are so happy they're here. So thank you very much, and we will be back here in a couple minutes.
Did you see the video of Ryan?
Yeah, on Travis Lee. On Travis Lee.
Dude, that's the way he fucking falls.
Hi, Tyler.
See ya. Dude, it's the way he lands and then rolls over. Oh.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sidney J. Watson Arena for our second period of action here between the we're just going to say the Gardiner Black Tigers versus the Brunswick Dragons. Of course, we say that because Gardiner has 8 schools that's a part of. Robert, do you know which schools those are?
Pair him into the zone. Will center it. I will say, Kaz, the Dragons score in the first 30 seconds of the second period very often this season, so I was just didn't want to distract from that for a moment. But it is Winslow, Gardiner, Messalonskee, Erskine Academy, Mount Blue, Lawrence, Cony, and Waterville.
Wow. A lot of names there. Ledwick now up the ice. She will enter the neutral zone, and now the offensive zone. Looks to shoot. She will. It will not go in, though, as it came off of the number 22. I believe that was Katie Murphy it came off of. Ledwick will scoop it up in her own end, chased by number 19, Kaylee Turner. She will avoid Ellie Pody there. And it is Countway to backhand it up ice. Leah Mishu, first one there, but Natalie Parham in hot pursuit. The battle of two number 6s there. A bit of chaos over there, as it will be Mishu to hit it up ice. Vital, the only one back, a 2-on-1, but given Vital's positioning, Dragons come away with a pot of gold there. Kaylee Turner and Ellie Pody were trying to advance it, and it will be frozen by Hensley Levante after a bit of a mishandled play there by the Dragons.
Yeah, we saw a repeat of the first time the Dragons played the Black Tigers for a little while. Both times there was a scoreless first period, but in that first game against Black Tigers, the Dragons scored, I think, 3 times in the first 90 seconds of the second period, so it looks like we will not get a repeat of that.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, given that we are 6 seconds away from 90 seconds in, and there is a goaltender in Biddeford's goal, doesn't look all that possible. It is Ira Jerome now to advance, competing with number 3, Alexa Kakamo. Here comes Josephine Kelly rounding her own net. Flynn, the first to contest, broken up by McCormick, and Flynn will Tokyo Drift burn out there. Now Flynn once again racing against Madeline Martin. Sent off the boards by, Abby Webb. Abby Webb is who that was. Lauren Livesay now. Twin sibling of Ryan Livesay. Vital's shot won't quite fall. Jerome's second chance. Chaos. Nothing ensues as that will be no goal for either team there. I don't know how Biddeford would have. Gardiner. I keep saying Biddeford, man. Why do I keep saying Biddeford?
I do believe I've been told that we have about 5 fans currently watching who are managing a times that Kaz has called this team Biddeford counter, and they're all about the 3 or 4 range.
Do we really have that?
Yep.
It's kind of embarrassing. And that will be an icing call, as the Dragons will get an offensive zone faceoff here. I hope that's not true, Robert. I really do, because it is probably about 4, maybe 5 times.
All 5 of those people are Ethan.
I thought Ethan was at a school board meeting.
He can multitask. He's a hockey captain and a BHSN co-president. I think he can keep track of your Biddeford call-outs during a school board meeting. Ethan Patterson, of course, also a school board liaison with the high school. Student liaison on the school board. How
thoughtful of him. That was Ledwick's shot there that hit Countway on the leg and was ultimately frozen by Emma Jean.
And a fun fact for you, the other student liaison on the school board is Cece Smith, who is number 10 on this girls hockey team for Brunswick. So both liaisons, hockey players.
Ledwick with a shot point blank there. Couldn't get it. I guess it wasn't point blank, but it was a good look. And she couldn't get it to fall just wide. A lot of power on it, though. Donahue wins the tie-up there. That's a good one to win right there. I think that was against Taylon Boothroyd. It's a name for the ages. Boothroyd, it's a cool one. Backhanded by Countway. There was nobody there. Ooh, Ledwick. All right, now here we go. Saavedra Estrada over to Parham. Parham couldn't make much of it there. And Donahue chases it to her own end. There will be no icing call. Man, all the words were right, just the output was jumbled up there. Saavedra Estrada, nope, Ledwick. Ledwick rounds her own net. Here she comes the other way. She will bounce off the boards. It was for Jerome. Jerome lost track of it at some point. It will now fall onto the stick of Abby Webb. Webb sends it ahead. Number 11. Who is that?
Farron.
Farron. Sorry, we do not have that on our sheet here. That is, number 11 is Farron. Our sheet is old. She is now listed. And that, we're going to go ahead and get a long clear there.
Yeah, I do trust the linesman who is right there. He said that the puck bounced off the stick of the Black Tiger in the vicinity. I personally didn't see it, but I will trust the linesman. He is much closer to the play than I.
But at heart, you're closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Bowen. Delia Vitale looks to shoot. Long range, batted down by the stick side of Emma Jean. Vitale fighting for it again with Farron. Vitale cannot keep it in the zone. She will just fling it down that way anyway. The Dragons will chase after it now. It is Taylin Boothroyd who has it. Countway gets tied up. No penalties from Countway today. That's a good sign. Vitale now the only one back. It is a 2-on-1. And that was Abby Webb with a shot that clears the net pretty handily. Parham and Farron tied up. Parham backhands it. Countway of the icing call. Countway of the icing call. It is going to be the icing call. That was a close one, though.
That is an interesting thing that you mentioned, Kaz. We've been talking a lot this season about the race in team leaders and penalties. And Jillian Countway does lead the team with 15 of them. Sydney Parham, the far and away second most, with 11 of her own. Neither have entered the penalty box yet this game. I'm not surprised, but I am also very surprised. Ledwick now up ahead. Ledwick, whole lot of defenders there, cuts inside, looks to fire, and that's a great look from Ledwick, but it will not go. And Vitale floored her, and that is going to be a penalty on Vitale, I think. It's a delayed calling. The officials both have their hand raised. And as Ledwick takes it off the stick of Kaylee Turner, they go ahead and ring up Vitale for being too awesome, I think is what they're going to charge her with there. Yeah, checking it. The ref just gives a little hand to the heart, and that is the symbol just for checking. In boys hockey, that play would be legal, but checking is still technically illegal in girls hockey. It's still 100% a contact sport, but the officials let a lot of physicality go. But the straight body check they are going to call 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, they're pretty lenient with it, as we've seen, but not that lenient. This is Kakamo now here, and Laval. Kakamo rounds the net. She will swing it over to Molly Hambrick. Hambrick, not quite money. Intercepted by Natalie Parham. The New York Jets defense had 0 interceptions this season. That's horrible.
That is pretty remarkable. Even more remarkable to me is that the Dragons currently sit at 39 for 40 on the penalty kill.
Yeah, I mean, 39 for 40, and is that including this current penalty?
No.
Well, they've killed it so far, so I was just, I was kind of like, were you working that in? No, not really. I assume you're referring to the McCormick penalty earlier to add to the total tally?
Yes.
Yeah, so if they kill this one, 40 for 41.
A little bit of a snow of the goalie there by number 23 in black, Josie Kelly. Didn't seem too malicious, but Ledwick was there to defend Hensley just in case it was.
Yeah. Hockey, all about protecting your keeper. Anybody does anything, even a light dusting, often results in headhunting. And, it's a dangerous move from Gardiner here, especially given, Jillian Countway out on the ice, who has been taking names these past couple games and then showing no mercy to those people. It's not the move I would go for, personally. Just being quite frank. Robert is dumbfounded by that speech.
We do very gladly have the power play up on our scoreboard once again, sponsored by Singer Domingo Portside Real Estate, managed by Drew Wilson now.
Good old Drew. If Drew Wilson's name was Andrew Wilson, it wouldn't be Michael Meisner.
His name is Andrew Wilson, actually.
Very good. Whoa! Houston, we have a liftoff. The puck just went a good, 10, 12 feet in the air there. I bet Owen McGrath could reach up and grab that. Parham now will be the first there. She rounds her own net and bumps it off the boards. It was intended pass for Saavedra, but there will be a scruffle for it. A scuffle, not a scruffle. It was a mix between a scrum and a scuffle. Scruffle.
And that'll release Vital, and the Dragons are up to 40 of 41 on the penalty kill.
Muy bien, muy bien. Yo hablos un poquito español. Here we go the other way. Natalie Parham. She will send it ahead, and it will come off the knee protector of Emma Jean. Parham leaves off for Vital. Vital's going to let one fly. That one was a little wide, maybe a bit ambitious from Vital there. Why not let it fly? Collected by McCormick. McCormick couldn't get it to fall. It will be sent ahead. Vital chasing it down. Boom! Icing call.
That is a great defensive play there by Leah Mishu, the senior defenseman from Mount Blue. McCormick tried to cut inside, get a chance with the puck going into the slot, but a nice poke check to turn the puck over. However, Mishu then did ice it, so the Dragons will have an immediate offensive zone faceoff.
I'm just realizing that this team covers a lot of ground. I mean, Mount Blue and Cony are not that close to each other. That's like a good 45, 50-minute drive.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, where do we know where they practice? I assume Colby, because they have a team in Waterville.
I think they probably practice at the Ice Vault, the Thomas College Ice Vault, where they play their home games.
Is Colby in Waterville?
Yes.
So yeah.
You know what else? Another college in Waterville is Thomas College.
Home of the Thomas College Ice Vault.
It's actually in Hollowell, which is between Gardiner and...
I didn't say it was in Thomas College, which is not a town. I said home of the Thomas College Ice Vault, referring to Thomas College,
It's not in Waterville, though. It's in Hollowell.
I didn't say it was in Waterville, Robert.
You said that the Ice Vault was in Waterville.
I inferred that, but it was not. That will go 5-hole on McCormick there.
I'd like to apologize for this ruthless fight that Kaz and I have just had.
Yes, Robert made a mistake and did not own up to it. And now we're going to continue with the game here. Solveig Ledwick now looking to possess. We're going to cut Robert off before anything else is said. Solveig Ledwick. Good pass up ahead to Countway. Countway will let one fly a little high there. Dragons have been shooting quite high today. Maybe the pucks have helium in them.
Yeah, I think that's it.
We're going to go ahead and debunk that one pretty quickly. They do not have helium in them. Parham over to Ledwick. Ledwick cutting up in traffic. Looks to fire. She will. It will not go. It hit the glove of, hit the stick side of Emma Jean. It will be frozen.
That's really the story of the game, Kaz. The Dragons have had the scoring opportunities. That shot right there is a goal that Solveig has scored. Probably 10 out of the 24 goals that she's had this season have come into play just like that. But Emma Jean, once again, the freshman goalie from Gardiner, has just been playing amazing hockey.
And I think Solveig Ledwick just hit the derriere of one of the referees. Could have been worse than it was. Ledwick now duking it out. I can't see who she's duking it out with. Now I can. It was Kaylee Turner. Caitlin Laval. Leah Mishu now rounds her own net. Looks to lead the attack. Oh, she hit the streaking number 23, Josephine Kelly. Parham. McCormick, Parham. Parham backhanded. McCormick again. That looked like a golf swing. She is a golf player as well, so she thinks she kind of just took out the 5-iron there and just took a chop at it.
I believe we have 3 golfers on this girls hockey team with McCormick and the 2 Params.
Yes, the 2 Params did play golf as well. We may have more golfers. I'm not entirely sure, but it's possible. Robert and I both do play golf as well. Neither of us very good, especially Robert. He's terrible. I hold up all right, but Robert, no, it's a mess.
There's really nothing I can say in response. This is true, but I really do enjoy golf. Shout out to Mere Creek Golf Club.
Yes, we do. They actually gave some hats to the Brunswick Dragons soccer team this winter. They gave us. I think it was sponsored. Yeah, the Mere Creek Golf Club gave us some Brunswick Dragons winter hats for our playoff run. It was very nice of them. Mucho appreciation. Here, boys basketball players making it in the house here to join the one and only Owen McGrath, who has been dutifully serving us this whole time. That is offsides. That is offsides. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, says Owen McGrath.
Yeah, just overzealous there by Kaylee Turner, the sophomore forward from Cony. Obviously, that would have been a fantastic scoring opportunity, cutting up the middle, a breakaway attempt, but she crossed the blue line first, and that's really why the offside rule exists in the sport of hockey, is plays like that.
She was as energetic as a hummingbird that had just found some fresh pollen, will be the analogy that we're going to use. Think it's funny, Owen? Think it's funny? Owen thinks it's funny. Owen did not like my analogy one bit. Here come the girls the other way. Parham in contest. She will slide right into it. It is Countway now. Ledwick scoops it up, looks to fire, and she won't go wide right there. Jackson Tebow, a little behind the back high five there. And the keeper now lays in fetal position as she falls on the puck.
Yeah, according to our Jumbotron here managed by the great Ryan Livesay, that is the 18th save on 18 shots on goal on Emma Jean. I believe she actually has more than that, but even that, it is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Robert, a 0-0 tie would suck. So that I really hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will, but I haven't been impressed at all with Gardiner's offense. And Brunswick's not shooting too hot right now. They're putting a lot of pucks high and wide, which is not where the goal is, so it doesn't do us much good.
Yeah, we mentioned that the Dragons should really try to shoot the puck a bit lower with how great Emma Jean's glove is. So I would still expect them to try to get more attempts like that. They really haven't had any breakaways yet this game. I think the Gardiner co-op has been doing a great job in getting back on defense, staying conservative, which is part of why their offense hasn't seen much success. So if the Dragons can get a couple breakaways, I do think they'll be able to bury one. That's how they scored a lot of the goals in the first time these two teams played.
Yeah, I think that's right, Rob. I think earlier on, Gardiner looked like the faster team just in terms of actual speed, but it appears Gardiner has either slowed down or gotten tired or something. I don't believe that inherently they lost any amount of speed as individuals throughout the course of this game. Ahead to Countway. Countway now enters the zone. LaValle with a big defensive play. It'll round the net. Saavedra can't quite come down with it as Mishu picks it up, sends it up ice. McCormick being hawked down by Abby Webb. Webb falls. McCormick with some room to breathe as she gets up to Countway. Countway backhands it, and that will be an icing call.
Shots on goal still led by Brunswick 18-10. Excited to get another performance from the Dragon Band. Again, no goals yet, so we will, unless the Dragons can score here in the next minute and 43 seconds, we'll hear them during the next intermission.
Yes, we certainly will. And I'm sure they will be. Micah hitting a dominant position near the snack shack over there, ensuring that all will bow down to him. Vital playing a little soccer, enters the zone. She'll let one fly from deep. Emma Jean closed the 5-hole off just in time for the save there.
I was going to say the same exact thing. She waited a long time to get into the butterfly, and that puck nearly trickled through her 5-hole.
Where you have a 3-on-1 now for Gardiner. McCormick, the last player back. Dragons do get somewhat lucky as it came off of the skate of number 18 there, Madeline Martin. It was a good centered pass from Ellie Pody, but it just did not, nothing came of it. Dead end. Here we go. Dragons got to get it out. Ooh, Quinn McCormick's skate. Sets up camp and doesn't leave it. Sydney Parham advances the puck. She crosses the red line so that there will not be an icing call and then sends it around the boards, although Madeline Martin does quickly pick it up for Gardiner. Lauren Livesay now sends it back around the boards. Flynn gets a change for Parham. The other Parham. 2 Parhams on the ice right now. You know, 2 Parhams is better than 1.
The more the merrier.
Great Parhams think alike. We're going to record that as a victory for Kaz, as Robert could not come up with a good comeback. Schrodinger's Parham.
I think 2 in a row will win it for Kaz.
There we go. Stacking W's. Good look there from Ledwick.
The illusion of choice of Parham's.
That's not, I mean, that's not really, I don't know, that's the illusion of Parham's, I guess would be better. Ledwick, 360. We'll let it fly. Great defensive stand, though, by Josephine Kelly. Now the Dragons flying back in defense. Dragons fly. Dragons got to eat. Off the boards. Onto the stick of Natalie Parham. Oh, I thought there was more time left on the clock, and there low-key wasn't.
That might be the first time we have used the term low-key on a VHSM broadcast. Congratulations, Kaz.
Yeah, that's a pretty common one in my lingo these days, so I'm not sure how I haven't, exposed the rest of the world to this part of my mind yet, but I'm glad to have now done that.
Well, we low-key just had 2 scoreless periods. And we'll see about the third one. We will once again leave the stream unmuted, so you guys can listen to our great band directed by the great Brandon Duras.
Yeah, that's the great band production, the great Brandon Duras, the great Ryan Livesay. We're getting a lot of greats in here today.
Well, we did call the Dragons a second period team in our interview the other day, and they certainly have been this year. The last time they played the Black Tigers, scored 5 in the second period, but scoreless after 2 as well.
Let's go, work! Let's go!
We'll get you guys back here in about 11 minutes, but now just take in this great live music from the Dragon Band. break this all the way up? Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember. I was about to ask you. Kaz, we do have the audience here right now listening to the band, so I mean, we might as well talk while the band plays here with just 4 minutes until this game starts up again.
Yeah, scoreless so far. As you can see on your Cinco de Mayo Sportside Real Estate sponsored scoreboard.
Yeah, the scoreboard is not broken. It is still 0-0.
Yeah, we're just keeping that clear for you. I don't think we've had any game scoreless going into its final stretch this season for any sport.
No, that's definitely correct. Especially basketball. I think we've never had it scoreless going into the fourth quarter.
I actually think there was one time where that was. Yeah, no, has never happened.
Well, we do thank the 27 viewers sticking around for the intermission break. Kaz and I do want to work on our podcast skills, so that's why we're talking right now. Once again, as I always say, the world needs more podcasts.
We believe we've had this debate on stream before. I think the expense of podcast equipment should be increased greatly. I think there's too many podcasts. I think podcasts should be much more, much harder to come by.
Yeah, that's a take that you're allowed to have for sure. Really just this empty score sheet that I'm looking at right now, it just has 2 penalties for Brunswick. Neither Jillian Conway or Sydney Parham, should be said. It's McCormick and Vitale. But, yeah, no goals, no assists, no penalties for the Black Tigers either. They've just been out there skating, except for one exception being Emma Jean, who has played a fantastic game in net. She has 20 saves. Other than that, they've just been skating.
This has really just been cardio so far for these athletes. Ryan Livesay is out on the ice now setting up the goal. Look at that.
That's very nice. You can just see him in the corner of your screen there. He gets the cheers. Ryan Livesay does love his pink Crocs.
Yeah.
I think they look great too.
I'd have to agree. I think they're very Ryan Livesay. I don't think I could pull those off, really.
Yeah, me neither. But he does very consistently. Ryan Livesay, of course, a great lacrosse player as well as the backup hockey goaltender for Brunswick Freeport Boys Ice Hockey. We will have a game of theirs tomorrow night. I believe it's at 7 o'clock, we said. That's against Gorham Massabesic, who I believe is currently ranked second. Yes. Currently ranked second in Class B South behind Plog. I believe that's how the rankings are going.
So that will be a fun one, yeah?
It will be. Gorham Massabesic is always, well, it's a new co-op. Gorham was alone last year, and then Massabesic was with Biddeford and Old Orchard Beach. And then it's a new co-op. Biddeford and Old Orchard went to York, so York became a co-op, and then Massabesic went off to Gorham. So I can't imagine there are too many Massabesic players. I would assume there's only about 4, but that's just a shot in the dark there. Still will be mainly Gorham. Gorham, however, I did learn they lost their top player, Landon Anktel. You might remember him. He scored. Actually, Brady called all the Gorham games with me, I think. But Brady Marzakis, of course, huge shout out, founding member of Brunswick High Sports Network. Graduated last year, now at Johnson & Wales. Landon Anktel, the top forward for Gorham, scored a whole bunch of goals against Brunswick. He, I believe, went to prep school, as so many good players in Maine do. Part of the reason why Maine high school hockey has so few players for the boys and the girls.
Robert, this is a disease that is starting to plague high school sports, is the evolution of prep, of playing prep. Sorry, Grandma Lowe, we apologize. The band, she would like to hear the band instead of us talking. But I need to finish this real quick. I promise it'll be fast, and that's the end of the period anyway. It used to be, you know, guys like Ralph Mims, who graduated from Brunswick in 2004. He played 4 years of high school basketball, then played for Florida State University, declared for the NBA draft in 2008. He played overseas. Like, used to be athletes like that would just play full high school ball and then go do something bigger after. But now the best players are just leaving for prep schools.
Ledwick will open the third period with a shot on goal in front of that Dragon student section. Falling down there was Mishu. Donahue will knock it around the boards. And Sydney Parham will collect in the neutral zone. Parham up ice will be caught by Countway. Ledwick will find the puck in the neutral zone. Knock it up to Countway. Countway's hit from behind and now has the puck stolen by Turner, who will knock it into the offensive zone. No icing, she was in front of that red line. Parham to Countway. Countway backhands it back into the neutral zone to be collected by Gardiner.
Yeah, still not a lot of action in this game so far. It has really been a lot of skating and not a lot of scoring. It is 0-0.
Countway will rocket it off the boards and now collect, moving up the ice, but it is kept in the zone by Mishu. Mishu gets it back, fires deflected. Parham will leave it up to Ledwick. And here's Ledwick with a chance. Into the zone she goes, trying to open our scoring. She'll cut inside, she'll fire. It's blocked by the shin of Caitlin Laval.
Yeah, that's a good look from Ledwick. I think, however, Gardiner has done an excellent job tonight of slowing Ledwick down. She was the reason that Brunswick was so dominant last time. She had 4 goals against them, and they know, you do not give her space to shoot if you want to win this game.
Can't let her get her hands free, as they would say in lacrosse. Battle along the wall is one out to Jerome. Jerome will put it on net and will be covered by Emma Jean.
Emma Jean with a nice, just glove side freeze there. Just, pretty textbook. Just, no accidents will happen here. I think Gardiner's game plan is going to be just close it out, stress free. Focus on defense. Don't worry too much about offense. I think Gardiner will be okay with a tie here.
Senior Addie White takes the ice for the first time. Ledwick's shot is deflected and over the net. That has happened many a time tonight. Here's back to Vitale. She's open. She'll fire. It's blocked by her teammate Natalie Parham. Leaves it back to McCormick. McCormick back to Parham. She is hit against the boards. McCormick has an open Vitale. Vitale will look to fire. She will put it on net and it will be stopped by the chest of Emma Jean.
And Vitale showing some apparent frustration there that ultimately led to her own demise as she toppled over backwards. I think she has been taking a lot of long-range shots tonight. They have not been falling quite yet. I don't mind those shots, though. I think they create good opportunities for Brunswick, and I'd like to see them continue to go.
We'll have a quick whistle. Gardiner was trying to get a player off. It was Alexa Picamo. Parham to take the draw again. She has Ledwick behind her and to the left, White to her right. Puck drop will be won by Mishu, though. Very interesting. I believe that Leah Mishu generally plays defense, but they have her taking a lot of face-offs. Interesting combination.
Good last-ditch effort there from Parham to make that tackle on Mishu, trying to prevent any further advancement from her.
White putting the pressure on Laval. Ledwick with the steal. Turn back over to Mishu off the boards. Parham keeps in the zone. She'll knock it around. Farron will fall. And we have Farron falling again as well as Laval, and that will result in a trip on Maeve Donahue. I could not tell from that angle if it was Maeve or Jillian Countway, who of course leads the team. But yes, we have 3 Dragon penalties, and none of them by Parham or Countway.
Ethan Patterson has made his way here. Is he?
Oh my gosh!
He did not. I don't know. I didn't see him come in, and he didn't even bother to say hi to us, man. He just went straight to the box.
Yeah, I feel pretty offended.
Yeah. Typically he comes in and gives, a slap on the back or whatnot, comes and says hi, but no, he just left us dry here.
Straight from his school board meeting. Dragon penalty kill is 2 for 2 on the evening and 40 of 41 on the season. And here's a shorthanded attempt for Countway as she picks off that pass. She'll knock it into the offensive zone to be collected by Martin. Madeline Martin with space will get around Countway. Knocked down by Laval, and Ledwick will turn the puck over to kill some more time. And a shorthanded opportunity for the Dragons. Ledwick into the zone. She will cut back, will fire and miss. Wide right of the net. Countway to collect off the back wall. And it will be collected once again. That is one of the best scoring opportunities the Dragons have had, and it comes while they're shorthanded.
Yeah, I think Ledwig's been the heart and soul of the Dragons' offense this season so far, and that was her once again. As we see her again trying to set it up ice. Leah Mishu with the Chicago Bears style interception, though.
Mishu into the zone with speed. She'll look to fire, and we'll put it wide right of Levante. Turner along the boards. Laval will collect. Centering pass, but it's picked off by Countway. Turner gets it back, and Turner will fall. No tripping call. Caught again, swatted out of the air by Mishu.
Robert, a theme that I've seen just increasing every period in this game is the Mishu versus Ledwick duel almost, where the two of them are really the two best players on their team, and they're both trying to. I don't know. Have you noticed anything around that?
I would agree with that distinction. Very nice poke check there by McCormick. And the Dragons, with a couple seconds to go, will now release Donahue, and they're up to 41 of 42 penalties killed this season. 3 for 3 on the night. I think it's reasonable to call that the best penalty kill unit in the state, at least that I've seen. The Dragons have killed multiple 5-on-3s this year as well.
And Robbie, the impressive thing is they have a unit that typically kills it, but they can put other people in who can also do a job out there and go kill the penalty as well. They're just clearly well-disciplined and well-trained.
Penalty kill is done, so that will be an icing on the towel. I believe we now have Ethan Patterson's playlist back in the building since he has now entered the building. I guess he couldn't share that to Ryan Livesay. We had to wait for Ethan to arrive and plug in that playlist into the loudspeakers.
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's imperative that the Dragons win this game.
I would agree. I think his music really does pump up the players as well as the crowd. We now have Message in a Bottle by The Police.
Yeah, you gotta love The Police, man. You got a favorite Police song?
Every Breath You Take, probably. Here's a shot save made by Levante. Going pipe to pipe.
I'm gonna go Roxanne by The Police.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Roxanne, honestly.
No?
I will say...
You don't have to turn on your red lights. I mean, Roxanne.
Yeah, that's just me. I'm not a big Police guy, honestly.
Neither am I. I mean, I don't...
Sting is great, but I would prefer some others. Parham in some pain now, as Levante will freeze it. Kaz, you really do hate to see that. Sydney Parham had a wrist injury earlier this season, and now she is in pain after a collision along the boards. You do not want to see that at all.
No, you don't. She was out for a portion of this. She's taking her glove off and is shaking out. I think that's probably a good sign. If you can shake it out, that normally means it's not terribly injured, but we really we have no medical licensing whatsoever up here. So yeah.
Well, we will be monitoring to see if 18 in white returns to the game. She appears to be okay. We do hope that she is. One of the best defensemen for the Dragons, Sydney Parham. Nishu will collect in the neutral zone. Knocks it up the ice to Kelly. And Vital will get the turnover. Now she looks up the ice for Natalie Perrin. Too far, and that'll be another ice. Defensive zone face-off for Brunswick.
Every time you think, maybe that's too far, Vital is like, nope, and just flings it.
It should be noted here, Kaz, this is currently one school in Brunswick holding off 8 schools in the Black Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, Brunswick's good at that. They can hold the line. They're close call there. I feel almost as if the momentum is shifting a little bit in favor of favor of Gardiner here.
That's going to be up to 4 times calling them Biddeford. I will say I use the Clemson logo in every sort of thumbnail involving the Tigers of either Biddeford or Gardiner. Because neither team does have a high-quality logo on the internet. I just use Clemson. They, in general, copy Clemson's logo. Conway couldn't handle that pass from Ledwick. Nishu will collect behind the net of Jean, but Ledwick will get the turnover and a chance here for the Dragons. Ledwick will center it looking for Perham, and Vital will collect. She will make the nice move. Vital takes it inside and will backhand it towards the net and wide. Here's a shot, though, by Ledwick. It is punched out of the air by Jean. And Cindy Perham right back into the game. That's great to see. As she will collide into the boards with Abby Webb. Puck back in the Dragon defensive zone. Vital will track it down. Shot will be collected by Vital. Recollected by Kakamo. Perham off the boards. Jerome has her stick lifted by Turner. Vital will wind up and slap it on net to avoid the ice.
Wow. I mean, she just keeps taking a couple steps back and then sending it even farther. It's remarkable. It's really remarkable.
Tigers enter the offensive zone. Vital will recollect for Brunswick. And a quick turnover off the stick here of Labonte. Cody put the shot on.
Does this game go to overtime, Robert?
Yes, the Dragons have played 4 overtime games this year, Kaz.
I actually did know that. That's right. But it can still be a tie, right?
Yeah, if it'll be 1 8-minute one 8-minute period, and if neither team scores, it will be sudden death if one of the teams scores. If neither does score after those 8 minutes, then it will be a tie.
Of course, once we go to playoffs, that obviously has to all change. I've mentioned this before on the stream. My most vivid hockey memory here is watching the older brother of Ethan Patterson, Luke Patterson, save 55 shots in a 4 or 5 overtime thriller against Cheverus Yarmouth here. Probably
5 overtimes.
Probably 4 years ago now?
It was in the state championship year of 2022. And I will say, the game-winning goal in that 5th overtime was Garrett Countway finding Zaxton Hayes, who put it in the back of the net. And, of course, Jillian Countway on the ice here for the girls hockey team. Here is Natalie Perrin with space. Couldn't get the clean shot off, but a nice opportunity there for Brunswick.
That's a great look from Natalie Perham there. I mean, it's great to have some others creating opportunities, but here comes Gardiner.
This is Webb along the boards. Countway will get the turnover. Shot will be stopped by Labonte. Shots on goal still led by the Dragons, 24-14. But they have had much larger margins this season. In their win 1-0 over Penobscot, they outshot the Pioneers 56-17. So 24-14 is nothing. Here's a shot stopped. Ledwick will knock it out. Perham looking up the ice. Ledwick will quickly give it up to Natalie Perham. Collected, though, for the Black Tigers by the ball.
Robert, that's kind of remarkable. They lost 6-0, but...
The 1-0 win.
Oh, in the 1-0 win. I think they outshot them pretty good in their 6-0 loss to Penobscot as well.
I think you're exactly right. Here's a shot, though, up in the air. Might have hit Levante's stick.
Houston, we have had liftoff a couple times this game. Oh, Ledwick, go on, have one.
A chance for Solveig Ledwick to open our scoring. Into the slot, she'll fire and score! And hit the inside of the skate of Emma Jean, and it is 1-0.
That's exactly what the Dragons needed with 4 minutes and 21 seconds to go. The Dragons pull ahead.
We mentioned how great of a glove Emma Jean has in net for the Black Tigers, so it was inevitable that the goal to break through for the Dragons would be a low shot. So that one gliding on the ice, hitting, still got a piece of Jean. It hit the inside of her left skate and found the back of the net.
Yeah, now the Dragons can't get too confident yet. This game is not over yet.
That's going to be a penalty on Vital, and the Black Tigers will get a power play. It is another checking penalty on number 27 in white, her second on the night. Dragons, of course, are 3 for 3 on the penalty kill and 41 of 42 on the season. So I'm not too worried, Kaz, but of course 5-on-4 does give the Tigers a better chance to answer that goal by Ledwick. They have yet to score a goal on the Dragons through 5 2/3 periods, but they will need one if they want a chance to spoil the Dragons senior night.
Yeah, I mean, it might end up happening, but this Dragons power play has been, or this penalty kill, sorry, has been so solid all year. I think they should be able to hold down the fort.
Of course, you did hear the voice of the great Ethan Patterson back on the PA announcements back from his school board meeting.
Now you'll notice here that the Dragons have McCormick and Ledwick as their back line, looking to just hold it down there. That is a strong unit of defenders.
McCormick will knock it off the ice, and the puck will kill some more clock. It'll be collected in the defensive zone by Kakamo as she rounds her net. Kakamo will be hit by Countway, and Countway will clear it. Black Tigers cannot even get it settled on offense. That is how good this Dragon penalty kill is.
Yeah, they're really solid.
That's going to be a trip, though, in our first penalty for Jillian Countway. She breaks her stick as well. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Tigers for 52 seconds. I might have been a little disrespectful to say finally, but Countway has 15 penalties this year in 13 games. So the Dragons had 4 penalties. I was a bit confused why none of them had come from either Jillian or Sydney Parham. In there we do get our first. It will be a trip. And once again, the Dragons have killed multiple 5-on-3 advantage or disadvantages this season, but no bigger scenario to kill one than now. It'll be 52 seconds of 5-on-3. It is a timeout by the Black Tigers as they will talk things over here. Obviously, for the Black Tigers, this is as critical as any moment to score a goal. They trail by 1, 2:54 to go, as you can tell, thanks to our scoreboard sponsored by Singer Domingo Portside Real Estate and managed by either Drew Wilson or Siler Donovan right now, not quite sure. But that's how you can tell. And they'll talk some strategy. This Dragon penalty kill is amazing. Once again, they've killed 41 of 42 penalties this year. But they have 5 penalties on the night. 2 by Vital, 1 by Donahue, 1 by McCormick. And there is Countway getting her 16th on the season. In 14 games, I guess, just to give her a little more credit.
Yeah, I think Gardiner, this is their only chance, really. They got 52 seconds of 5-on-3. And that's a significant difference. It's nearly double in terms of players. And I think, with 2 minutes 54 seconds left to go here in the game, they're seeing that this is their real opportunity. They got to strike now. I personally have a lot of confidence in this Dragons defense, even shorthandedly. I think they're going to hold it down, honestly. Robert is entering some numbers into a document here. We're very organized at BHSN, actually. Thanks to Robert Bowen, we have all kinds of documents for all kinds of things.
That's right. It will be McCormick, Ledwick, and Parham who have to kill the 52 seconds of 5-on-3 for the Black Tigers. A critical face-off win here for the Black Tigers. Now back, Mishu's open. Schulfire save Labonte. Rebound is wide. 44 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. You can see the 2 minutes of the total man advantage, but I will keep you up to date with how long until Vital's penalty will release on the empty net is wide. Kaz, I didn't even notice it's a 6-on-3. The Tigers had pulled their goalie. They have a 6-on-3 player advantage right now. Just crazy. They are doubling the amount of skaters for the Dragons. The Dragons, of course, without on the penalty kill, they cannot ice the puck, so they have no penalty to whip it the length of the ice and try to get a goal on the empty net. That is critical. Usually when a team pulls their goalie, you're discouraged from taking those long-range shots because if you miss, then it's an icing and it's an offensive zone face-off. But with on the penalty kill, they can just take them, and that's exactly what Parham will do to kill some more time. 15 seconds until he didn't start the penalty clock. That gives Gardiner a few extra seconds of time on the power play. 10 seconds to go on the 5-on-3 before Vital will be released. It's a 6-on-3 player advantage right now. Here is a centering pass. Nobody home. And Vital is released. It is now a 6-on-4. Here's a shot deflected. Collected by Turner. Turner rounding the net. Has it poked away. 57 seconds to go on Countway's penalty. Surveying here is Laval. Laval cross crease and a chance. Backhanded save. Labonte rebound. Somehow it stays out. I have no idea. And here's a little bit of a punch at the end of the play by Turner as Turner is shoved down by Ledwick. We have a lot of words after the play. We'll see how the officials get this sorted out. Turner is very angry. The official is signaling for Turner to come off. And I think that's going to do it. Yeah, I think he's going to get Turner and Ledwick. Okay, so I think Ledwick's going to go to the box for that push. And Turner's going to the box for probably just saying some things we can't say on air.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see 3 skaters on for the Dragons for another 43 seconds. However, it will only be a 1-person advantage for Gardiner.
Yeah, those 2 penalties will match, so we'll stay at that 6-on-4. Ledwick and Turner in the box, 1 for each team. I think Coach Chris Ledwick is going to take a timeout here. Yeah, so I would consider Solveig Ledwick, because she's had so few penalties, that's her 3rd on the season. I would consider her to be the Dragons' top penalty killer. And the Dragons will have to kill this penalty without her.
Dragons only had 3 skaters on the ice there as well, which I'm not sure if...
They'll have to add a 4th. It should be a 6-on-4, assuming, yeah. Okay, they're still getting the penalties worked out. Ethan, I see Ryan Livesay working on it as well. We'll get that sorted out. Dragons, it's been a little while since they've had a shot on goal. I believe their last shot on goal was the score by Ledwick to put the Dragons on top. But that was a timeout by Chris Ledwick to talk over the penalty kill. We have 43 seconds remaining in Countway's tripping minor. And then it will be a 6-on-5, assuming Gardiner or the Black Tigers keep their goalie pulled. But it's still a 2-player advantage for the Tigers. Once again, that is critical. Without Ledwick on the ice, I would consider Vital to be the next best at shooting those long-range shots on the empty net. But with no ability to ice the puck, because being on the penalty kill, that really does free up the Dragons to just take as many full-court shots as possible on the empty net.
Yeah, I think on empty net now, the Dragons do now have a 4th skater out there.
And they send out Sydney and Natalie Parham as well as Vital and McCormick to try to kill this attempt. A 6-on-4 for the Tigers. 1 minute and 37 seconds left in the period. Here we go. The Dragon penalty kill has been phenomenal this season. Can they kill one more to win their 2nd consecutive game? puck drop will be won by the Tigers. And turnover for Tal. She'll fire in the empty net. Wide right, but it will be no icing. Up ice here with Hambrick. Hambrick into the zone. Towards the net. Parham will collect and try to clear the zone. It's kept in though by Mishu. She loses it. Fatal, can she get a shot off? Backhands it up the ice. Can Parham win that race? No. It'll be collected by Pody. 15 seconds to go on Countway's penalty. And can that pass get through? Parham collects. It's knocked up the ice. And Countway will release. And we are back to 6-on-5 play with still that empty net. The Dragons are 5 for 5 on the penalty kill. Here's a shot. It is blocked. So it's 6-on-5 for the last 45 seconds with that empty net. The Dragons able to clear and a chance. Parham knocks up the ice. Can Countway win that race? She is walling out the Black Tiger. Wrestles her to the ground. Parham's on the empty net. Centering pass. Fatal collects it. 30 seconds to go. The Black Tigers able to survive that attempt on the empty net. Labonte will stop and leave it up to Sydney Parham. Parham is whacked, and here's a chance for Pody. Just 15 seconds left for the Dragons to kill. Vital will take the shot. That is going to be an icing, though. Since the Dragons are on the penalty kill, and the Black Tigers will have an offensive zone face-off. 9 seconds left. The linesman is telling the Dragon bench that it was even strength. Yes, they do know. 9 seconds to go. The Dragons are 5 for 5 for the penalty kill, and they will have to kill this 6-on-5. Parham will win the faceoff with 7 seconds. Down to 5. Maybe one last shot from Mishu towards the net. It is wide with 2 and 1. And the Dragons have won their second straight game on senior night.
What a win for Brunswick. I mean, close all the way. Pulled ahead with just 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the third period, and then held off a high-pressured offense to win that game. They were consistently outnumbered for the last 3 minutes of that game.
Ludwig with the game-winning goal. Kaz, I think we have to give every star for the Dragons to their penalty kill. Vital was out there on the penalty kill. Sydney Parham was out there on the penalty kill. And McCormick was out there on the penalty kill. I feel like that's got to be our